Hello and welcome in to the second video for lesson 1 for Precalculus 2. This will be the sample problem videos for our unit circle and reference numbers. Share the document camera with you guys here. All right, so the first example we have, the first type of problem you guys will need to know how to do for your homework for our in-class assignments is something that looks like this. So find the missing coordinate in this case, let's say quadrant 2. You're given a point, the x value is missing, but the y value is given to us as 1/9. All right, so how do we figure these out? Well, what do we know about the unit circle? We know the equation for the unit circle is x squared plus y squared is 1. So I know my y is 1/9. So if I put that in here, I get x squared plus 1/9 squared is 1. So now it's a bunch of algebra. So this is 1 over 81. And so I'm going to change 1 into 81 over 81 because I'm going to need to figure that out here in a second. So subtract that from both sides. Gives me x squared is equal to 80 over 81. And so to find x, I have to take square root, which gives me what? Well, this is what we call a simple quadratic, or as I like to call it in my Pre-Calc 1 class, the simple quadratic that everybody is going to get wrong. Because why? Everybody forgets to do plus or minus. So this is plus or minus the square root of 80 over 81. And so this told us what? There's a reason it told us quadrant 2. Not just because it's like, let's pick some quadrant at random. It doesn't really matter. It does matter. Because in quadrant 2, I'm looking for the x value. And in quadrant 2, the x value is negative. So I need a negative answer here. And so this is what? Plus or minus. So square root of 80 over square root of 81. I can split it apart. So obviously square root of 81 is 9, plus or minus. And 80 is like 16 times 5. So square root of 16 is 4. So this is 4 root 5 over 9. But again, because I'm in quadrant 2, I want the negative value. So this is negative 4 root 5 over 9. So before everybody asks me in class, yes, this is how I want your answer. I want you to simplify if possible. Don't just give me negative square root of 80 over 81. You guys should have the ability to simplify that. If you're in Math 127, you should have figured that out in Math 126. So simplify it as far as you can. All right. So let's do find the terminal point. The coordinates x, y given t. And the first one is t is equal to 3 pi over 4. I was like, okay, well, that's less than 2 pi, so it must be on my unit circle. Let me see. Here it is. It's in quadrant 2. It's this pink line. So it's what? Negative root 2 over 2. Positive root 2 over 2. What if I have t is equal to negative 5 pi over 3? All right, so let me look at the unit circle. Oh, wait a minute. These are all positive values. Well, I know 5 pi over 3 is down here in quadrant 4. And how do I get there? I have to go all the way around the unit circle through 1, 2, 3 full quadrants, and then it's a little bit into the fourth quadrant. But the negative says I have to go clockwise. So I have to go the same distance, 1, 2, 3 full quadrants, plus a little more, which puts me up here in what? In quadrant 1, the same location, the same, I better end up on a green line because they're all the same reference numbers of something over 3. And because I end up here in quadrant 4, in quadrant 1, the answer would be what? Positive 1/2, positive root 3 over 2. So that's how you would do problems like that when it falls on the unit circle. All right, what if I have the following? So find the reference number, T bar, and I guess XY. And the point with coordinates XY for the following. So for the first one, T is equal to 5 pi over 4. All right, well, the T bar is obviously pi over 4. That's straightforward enough. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. In this one, wait, 5 pi over 4, I think that's on my unit circle. Let me look. Okay, pi over 4 is pink, so it must be one of the pink lines. Here it is, down here in quadrant 3. So it's what? Negative root 2 over 2. Negative root 2 over 2. What if I have t is equal to 16 pi over 3? All right, well, t bar, no problem. That's pi over 3 because the denominator is 3. But 16 pi over 3 is not on my unit circle. Well, I guess I better change this into a mixed number. So 16 divided by 3, that's 5 with 1 left over. So 5 and 1/3, which means 16 pi over 3. Well, let me step back real quick. If my t bar is pi over 3, I know these values have to be 1/2 and root 3 over 2. But now I need to figure out plus or minus, and that's why I'm converting this. So 16 pi over 3 is the same as 5 pi plus 1 pi over 3. Now I can go to my unit circle. 5 pi is where? 5 pi is over here on the left. And then I have to go 1 more third. Well, 1 more third is one green line, which puts me down here in quadrant 3 where they're both negative. So therefore, both of these have to be negative. So my answer, both of these have to be negative. So my answer is negative 1/2, negative root 3 over 2. And what I would say too, like for these on these example videos, problem videos, as I work some of the examples, maybe hit pause and try to work it through yourself, see if you can get it. That'll give you an idea whether you're starting to understand the concept or not. And if not, that's okay. You can keep doing, more examples, and then you'll have the homeworks to do as well. So number 3, and this one is going to be tricky for a couple reasons. Negative 17 pi over 3. All right, well, t bar, no problem, pi over 3. I don't know why he told me this is tricky. It's not. That part is not. That should be pretty easy for you, which again means my values are going to be 1/2 and root 3 over 2. But now I have to figure out what quadrant does this lie in? So I'm going to start by doing the normal division. So 17 divided by 3 is 5 with 2 left over. So 5 and 2/3, but because of this negative, to turn this into a mixed number is negative 5 pi minus 2 pi over 3. So 5 and 2/3, add the pi's to it, and because they're minus, the negative sign goes on both. So this is where it will get tricky, finding this on the unit circle. So first of all, minus 5 gets me where? Well, whether it's positive or negative, if it's odd, it's always over here on the left. So I'm going clockwise. This is the direction I'm moving. I have to keep moving that direction. But I got over to 5 pi, but now I have to go 2 pi over 3 additional distance. So again, think about somebody walking around this sidewalk for exercise. 2 pi, regular positive 2 pi over 3 is what? It's a quadrant plus a little bit more. So if I'm going this way and I get around to 5 pi, and then I have to go a quadrant plus a little bit more, that puts me where? That puts me here in quadrant 1, where everything is positive. So this is my final answer, positive 1/2, positive root 3 over 2. So a couple tricky things about that. The minus, meaning we're having to go this way around the unit circle. We get to minus 5, which is over here. But then I still have to go a distance of 2 pi over 3, which is 1 quadrant plus a little bit. So down here in the quadrant 1, where x and y are both positive. Therefore, we leave our answer as positive. So that's it. The content video, quite long. Exercise video, example video, not quite as long. But those are the topics you're going to need to be able to do. Those are the types of problems you'll be able to do. And if you can master these, the rest of the semester will be a lot simpler for you. So good luck, and we will see you in lesson 2.